Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called Get Wild. So we'll be playing with some different entrances into the pose Wild Thing, and we'll also just be working with a kind of funky, creative, playful sequence today. So you just need yourself and some place to move. If you want to have a couple of yoga blocks available, feel free to grab those if you have them. And when you're ready, let's get into it. We'll start seated in Sukhasana. So find your way here, letting the sitting bones press into the earth, knees falling open wide. Palms can rest on your thighs, either facing up or facing down. And then let your eyes settle closed. Melt your shoulders down your back. And begin just by feeling the length of your spine. See how tall you can grow all the way up past the crown of your head. Begin to turn your awareness inwardly, noticing what it feels like to be still, and noticing within stillness what different aspects of your experience come to the surface. Sometimes this stillness can be a little uncomfortable, so start to breathe into any discomfort that you feel, whether that's physical tension in the mental space, or even the emotional space. Just deepening the breath, filling the low belly, filling the ribs and the tops of the lungs with every inhalation. And exhaling either out of your nose or your mouth as you begin, just to clear the slate. Let your day so far rinse away. Let any distractions wash out of your mind. And then begin to breathe with Ujjayi Pranayama, fading this in, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. You'll find a little constricting into the back of your throat, and that's where you're sending the breath. So it will start to create a really soothing, audible sound. And see if you can concentrate your awareness to the space between your eyebrows for a few more breaths here. Opening up into the seat of your intuition. And for this practice, let your intuition guide you. So this is like the conversation between breath and body that can occur naturally. This is letting the body guide you, letting your mind relax and soften a bit, turning off the analytical part of your brain and opening up the curiosity. One more breath here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Keep your eyes closed. Sprinkle your right fingertips out beside you on your mat. Breathe in and stretch up tall through your left side body. When you breathe out, arc up and over toward the right. Keep an even press down to the earth through both of your sit bones. You can keep reaching through your fingertips if you'd like, or catch the back of your head with your left hand, and then lean your head back in space, feeling the shoulder blades begin to travel together at the back of your heart. Turn your eyes to the sky. Big side body expansion. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, press down, rise to the center, and exhale, left fingertips down, stretching up through your right side, and then all the way over. Left elbow can bend a little. You might even bring your forearm all the way toward the ground, and then catch onto the back of your head with your right hand. Create more room for your breath between your right ribs. Full inhale. Full exhale. Good. Next breath in, press down, rise up to the center. You can blink your eyes open if they're not, and start to find your way up onto hands and knees, coming into tabletop position. Open up your hands and open up your fingers. Spread them really wide. Press into the pads of your fingers. With your next inhale breath, soften into your belly. Curve your sitting bones toward the sky. Then pull from the base of your ribs forward through the front of your heart and lift your eyes, coming into a cow pose, contracting your back body, opening your front body. When you breathe out, start to tuck your tailbone underneath of you. Get really hollow through your low core, then the middle of your core. Press the front of your heart up to the sky through your spine and tuck your chin to your chest. Cat pose. Again, inhale, waving open through the front body. Lift the tailbone, pull the heart forward, lift your eyes. When you breathe out, press down, swallow in and up through your belly, and drop your chin toward your chest. Again, breathing in, open it up. Breathe out, press down, round your spine. Take a few more. Stretch out your breath to match your movement. And if you'd like, begin to get a little wild with it, exploring circles through the thoracic spine, maybe circles through the hips. You don't even have to stay with the boundary of arching and rounding, but if it helps you, keep that and just add on. And then get neutral through your spine. Walk your knees more toward one another, more together at the back of your mat. When you breathe in, stretch your right toes long and back behind you. Neutralize your spine. Breathe out. Squeeze your right knee to your right tricep. See if you can bring them all the way to touch. Good. Then inhale, extend your right leg long and back behind you. When you exhale, tap your right knee down behind your left one, crossing. Then inhale, stretch right toes back, stretch the crown of your head forward. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, right knee crosses behind left one and taps down. Inhale, extend through your leg. Exhale, squeeze, knee to tricep. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, right knee behind the left one. This time, take your knee all the way down and then bring the tops of your feet down, but widen your feet behind you so you're in like a triangle shape. From here, start to rock your hips back in space and forward. It's like you're shifting back into child's pose, but with the legs threaded, and then forward to hands and knees again. Just take a couple of these, moving with your breath, spreading the breath through your body. And then the next time that you sit your hips back, see if you can roll all the way back to a seat and maybe walk your heels and your feet a little more forward. Flex your toes, sink your left sit bone toward the earth. Take a full breath in, lengthen up through the top of your head. And then when you breathe out, right fingertips out beside you, lengthen up through your left side and take a side body stretch over toward the right. Soften your jaw, full breath in, and stay for your breath out. Good. Now, land your left palm down towards your outer right hip. Then press into both of your hands, press into your feet, lift your hips, and then pivot to turn your toes to facing the back of your mat and find a wide-legged forward fold. Angle your toes slightly in and your heels slightly out, and then relax the crown of your head all the way down toward the earth. With your next inhale breath, create buoyancy in your legs, a little bend. Then stretch up through the fronts of your thighs, extend straight back through your sitting bones, and reach forward through the top of your skull. Halfway lift. When you breathe out, fold forward again. Inhale, halfway lift, extend, open through your spine. Exhale, fold down. One more time like this. Inhale, halfway lift. When you breathe out, walk your hands toward the left side of your mat, pivot on your feet, and then we're gonna sink all the way back down into that Gomukhasana threaded shoelace position. So the right hip lands and then the left sit bone lands. Good, breathe in, sit up tall here. Breathe out, roll over your shins, come back into tabletop, hands and knees. Next inhale breath, stretch your right leg long and back behind you. When you breathe out, reach your left arm forward. Now inhale, extend even longer through the lines. Exhale, kick your right heel in tight towards your sit bone. Circle the left hand around and back. See if you can catch your right foot in the air. Now magnetize your inner thighs, lift in and up through your low belly, and then begin to kick your right shin toward the back of the room as you arc your heart forward. Energize up through your right glute and through your right toes. One more breath in. And breathe out to release. Right knee and left hand to the mat. Good. Next inhale breath, stretch your left leg long and back behind you. When you breathe out, left knee, left tricep, touch and squeeze. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, left knee behind the right one, tap it down. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, knee to tricep. Squeeze in. Keep your heel close to you. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee behind the other. One more time, breathing in, stretch it out. Exhale, squeeze, 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 touch, knee to tricep. And inhale, stretch back. Exhale, left knee behind the right one. Widen your feet, create that triangle shape behind you. And then start to rock your hips back in space and forward. Exhaling as you go back. Inhaling as you come forward. You can create little waves through your spine as you take a couple more rocks. And then the next time that you sit your hips back, come all the way to a seat. Drag your fingertips in front of you and align for Gomukhasana. So maybe heel toeing the feet a little bit more forward. Flex your toes. Smooth out your ankles by pressing the knife edges of your feet to the earth. Step your left fingertips out beside you. Breathe in and stretch up through your right side body. When you breathe out, stretch all the way over toward the left. Soften into your outer hips. Let there be like a slow melting here. Keep your right shoulder moving away from your ear, but keep reaching through the fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze in through your core. Press your right palm down. Press into your feet. Begin to lift your hips and pivot to face toward the back of your mat. Feet wide, head dropping down, long through your spine. Next breath in, halfway lift, iron things out. Exhale, bow down, lean your chest forward over your thighs, crown of the head to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. One more like this. Breathe in, halfway lift. Now as you breathe out, walk your hands back to the right. We're coming back from where we came into the twisted seat, Gomukhasana. Sink your left sit bone and then your right one. Here we are. Breathe in, lift through your heart. Breathe out, roll forward over your shins. Come back into hands and knees. Unthread. Bring your right shin back behind you. With your next inhale breath, stretch your left leg to the back of your mat. As you exhale, extend your right arm forward. Squeeze your belly button to your spine. Now begin to kick your left heel in. Circle right arm around and back. Catch your toes with your hand. Flex the toes. Then begin to kick your left shin back and reach your heart forward. Almost think like floor bow. There's an equal opposite tug of war between your left leg and your heart. Inhale, one more breath. Good. Exhale, release. Finding tabletop once again, hands and knees. Tuck your toes, breathe in. When you breathe out, just send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Let yourself stretch out. Enjoy this pose. Enjoy the opening in the back of your body. Breathe through your spine. Breathe through the hamstrings, the calves, the Achilles tendons. And then allow any movements to express, especially today in this practice, feeling this idea of getting a little wilder through your body. Keeping your body feeling good, but then also feeling free to like explore a little bit around the boundaries of the shapes, focusing a little bit less on like textbook alignment and focusing a bit more on how it feels in your body, finding that intuitive sense. Start to stretch more deeply into the earth, reaching hands and feet straight down. Squeeze in through your lowest set of ribs and press your heart back to your thighs as you curve the tips of your sitting bones toward the sky. Next breath in, lift your heels, round your spine, and come forward into high plank, shoulders over the wrists. When you breathe out, bend your elbows, lower halfway, chaturanga. Sink your pelvis, untuck your toes, then breathe in to float your heart and float your hands, just like an inch off the ground. Breathe out, float your feet, float your thighs, active cobra. Squeeze toward the midline and then stretch longer. Spread your toes, spread your fingers, take a full breath in. Breathe out, release down. Hands underneath of your shoulders. Inhale, press down and rise up into a higher cobra, reaching the back of your heart forward. When you breathe out, drag your left fingertips a little bit back in space. Press into your right palm and roll to your outer right hip. Stack your feet, then let yourself sink into a side body opening stretch here. You're welcome to stay, or if you'd like to play into a little bit more thoracic spine mobility and rotation, take your left hand to the back of your head. When you breathe in, stick your butt back in space and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look up. When you breathe out, drive your left elbow down towards your right wrist. Again, inhale, open up through the heart, stick your butt back. Exhale, squeeze in through your core, round your spine a little, and wrap left ribs toward right ones. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, twist in. Good. Next time you breathe in, cactus your left elbow. And then breathe out, pivot to face toward the back of the mat and step your left foot down behind your right thigh. Both of your sit bones are down onto the earth. Fingertips can point away from you or maybe toward you if that feels better in your shoulders. Breathe in, lift through your heart. And then when you breathe out, press down and bridge your hips to the sky. Maybe allow your head to lean all the way back and maybe pick up your left heel. And just take a few breaths, opening into the front line of your body. If you'd like, stay here, or maybe extend your right leg straight up toward the sky. Stretch through the tips of your toes. Take one more breath in. Good. Breathing out. Look forward. Land your right foot toward the back of your mat if it's not there. Bend into both knees a little. See if you can press your right big toe down and turn your toes kind of toward the back corner of your mat. From here, begin to pivot so that your shoulder comes off of the wrist. Then roll your shoulder back, spin your bicep forward. Press down and rise up into your first wild thing. Take this one a little bit easy. Press your left toes into the earth. Press your right big toe into the earth. Grip the mat with your right fingers and stretch your left arm back behind you. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good. One more inhale. And as you exhale, softly bending into the knees, sink your hips back to the earth. Stretch your right leg forward. Stretch your left leg and then come back down to lying on your belly. Place your palms by your ribs, tuck your toes, and then glide back through hands and knees, but arch your back as you go. Tailbone back, heart forward. Next breath in, round your spine. Come into hands and knees. And when you exhale, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. With your next inhalation, lift your heels, round your spine, and come forward into high plank. Pull up through the fronts of your thighs, squeeze your core. Breathe out softly, lower all the way down onto your belly, elbows tight to the ribs. Sink into the pelvis. Then inhale, float your heart, float your hands. Exhale, float your feet, float your thighs. Energize everything. Feel the strength and the power in your back body. Take a big breath in. And breathe out, lower down. Palms under the shoulders. Inhale, press down, rise up, cobra. Exhale, right fingertips slide back in space. Rotate your outer left hip, stack your feet, and then melt into your left side. Stay here if you want to focus just on the release, the opening into the side body. If you want more thoracic rotation, next breath in, catch the back of your head with your right hand. Stick your butt back, arc your heart up. When you exhale, swivel so that right elbow turns toward your left wrist. Again, inhale, open it up, squeeze your shoulder blades, and exhale, turn in. One more, inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale, open up through your heart, and this time when you exhale, swivel to a seat. Place your right foot down and step your right fingertips down behind you. Now inhale, grow up through your chest. When you exhale, press straight down, lift your hips toward the sky. Keep your gaze forward or maybe drop your head back. If you're good here, maybe lift your right heel. If you're good here, send your left leg up to the sky. Now press into what's connected to the earth to energize more. Lift your hips a little higher. Full breath in. Full breath out, good. Start to sink your hips back down toward the earth. Stretch your left leg straight forward. Then bend into both knees and see if you can place the left big toe and heel onto the ground. Start to wrap your left shoulder blade underneath of you, pulling to the back of your heart, and then slowly, gradually blossom open into wild thing. Right arm can reach all the way back behind you. Feel the support of your 2 feet and your left hand reaching into the earth. Take a full breath in. Feel the strength in your back body. And then breathing out, bend your knees and softly sink back down to a seat. Stretch both legs straight and melt back onto your belly. Palms by your ribs, tuck your toes, press through hands and knees. Then with your exhale breath, hips back, heart forward, active child's pose. Inhale, rounding through your spine, come forward through tabletop. And exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Good. Let's take a couple steady, smooth breaths here. Grip down into the earth with your fingers, grip into your toes as well. Breathe in, lift your heels. Breathe out and pivot both heels toward the right side of the mat. Bend your knees and sink your right heel toward the earth. Try to plug your right big toe down. Keep your left heel lifted and stack your left hip over your right one. Now turn your eyes a little forward towards your thumbs and press your hands down and forward. Just feel the left ribs expanding, opening up. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, pivot back through center. Exhale, spin both heels to the left, bend your knees, sink your left heel and your left big toe. Keep the right heel lifted, and then stack right hip over the left one. It's like you're trying to extend the space from your outer right hip through the base of your right ribs. Reach your heart and your eyes a little forward. Full breath in, full breath out. Good. Inhale, heels rise. Exhale, just float your heels back down toward the earth. Next inhale, breath. Heels lift, round forward, high plank. When you exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, keep your toes tucked and rise into an upward facing dog. Squeeze the back of your heart with your shoulder blades. Lift in and up through your low belly. Lift your eyes. Full breath in. Breathe out, belly button to spine. Glide your hips up, back, and to the right. Pivot your heels to the right. Press your right heel and your right big toe down. And then this time start to cactus up through your left elbow. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. You could stay here or play with picking up your left set of toes. Step them back behind you. And then inhale, turn open again into wild thing. Sometimes it's nice if you're feeling steady in wild thing to open your left arm wide here. Just let yourself be suspended by the support of the back body, almost like you're floating in honey or water. One more breath in. When you breathe out, bend your knees. Turn your right toes more toward the side of the mat. Then play with picking up your left knee high. Press into your right fingertips. See if you can pick up your left arm high. Full breath in. Breathing out either with your knee bent or with your knee straight. Softly step to the top of your mat, landing your left foot all the way forward. Good. Spin your back heel down and your toes out. When you inhale, press down and rise to standing in warrior one. When you exhale, soften, sink. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. One more breath in. Breathe out, open into warrior two. Realign your feet, adjust your stance as you need. Press your left knee into an imaginary wall behind you. If your butt is sticking back, notice, tuck your tailbone, lift your low belly, lift your pelvic floor. Have your ribs floating over your hips, soft through your shoulders, and stretching past the tips of your fingers. Good. Next inhalation, reverse the warrior. You can take a half bind if you like, wrapping your right arm around and back, trying to catch the front of your thigh. Then lengthen through the left side body arc all the way up and back. Keep pressing into both feet evenly. Full breath in. Good. Breathing out, circle your palms all the way down to the top of the mat. Lift your right heel and step into plank. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog with your toes tucked. Lift your low belly, lift your heart. When you breathe out, belly button to spine, micro bend knees and elbows, glide your hips up, back, and to the left. Pivot your left heel down, left big toe down. Then press into your left fingertips. Begin to externally rotate through your left arm. Pick up your right toes, step them off the mat behind you, and find yourself here in wild thing. Allow it to feel expansive, open, and free. Explore. Maybe opening up the right arm more. You can make circles. Just do what feels good. Get wild with it. One more breath in. And breathe out. Pivot your left toes more toward the long edge of your mat. Stack your right side body over your left side. Squeeze your left waist and then stretch your right knee to the sky, right arm to the sky. Breathing in. Breathing out, softly step right foot forward to the top of your mat. Align for warrior one. Turn your left toes out and sink your left heel. Next breath in, press down and rise to standing. Square your hips. Settle your breath. Try to anchor into the earth with your legs and your feet, and then anchor inside with your breath. One more inhale. Exhale, warrior two, pivoting toward the long edge of your mat. Align and sink into it. Drop your left hip in space. Feel the breath moving evenly through all four sides of your torso, even filling up the back of the waist and the backs of the ribs. Next breath in, left hand down to the back of your thigh or half bind, and then right arm to the sky, reverse your warrior. Shoulder soft. One more breath in. Breathing out, circle your palms all the way down to the mat. Step back into plank. Breathe in, elongate. Breathe out, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, keeping the toes tucked if you're able. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Deep breath out. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good. Next inhalation, press into your left toes and start to stretch your right leg high to the sky, coming into three-legged down dog. When you breathe out, stack your right hip on top of your left one. Kick your heel in toward your sit bone, and then stay here or look forward and see if you can sink just your left forearm to the ground. And just breathe. Open things up, air things out, pressing the hands down and forward, maybe circling out through the knee, through the hip. And with your next breath in, lift your left forearm, lift your left heel, and stretch your right leg high to the sky. And then when you breathe out, drive your right knee across your body toward your left tricep. Spin your left heel down, stretch your right leg straight off your mat to the left, root the knife edge of your foot. Then you can pivot your left toes a little more toward the back of your mat and open up into a fallen triangle. Explore here. Sometimes it's nice to take it more into like a side body stretch, or maybe you want to open up your heart, lean into the support of your back body. One more breath in. Breathing out, turn to face the top of your mat again. Land your left palm, pivot your left toes forward, lifting your heel. Hug your right knee into your chest, and then spin the knife edge of your left foot down again, but toes pointing the opposite direction. Step your right foot off your mat behind you and open into Wild Thing, or if you'd like, see if you can float your right toes and maybe circle your right hand around and back, catch for your foot in the air, and then begin to stretch your left leg a little more straight, maybe. Just playing. One more breath in. And when you breathe out, release the foot if you had it. Start to stack your right side body more over the left side, coming through side plank and back into downward facing dog. Next breath in. Float your left leg high, three-legged down dog. Stack your hip, bend your knee, and play with looking forward and sinking your right forearm to the mat. If that doesn't feel good in your body, that's just an option. So feel free to make a different choice. Couple breaths here. Good, now look forward, lift your right forearm, lift your right heel, stretch your left leg high. Breathing out, drive your left knee towards your right tricep. Extend your leg all the way through, off your mat to the right. Pivot your right heel down, press into the earth, and then open yourself up into fallen triangle. Good, breathe in and breathe out. Right palm to the mat, turn your right toes forward, squeeze your left knee to your chest, and then open up into Wild Thing again. Right heel down, right big toe down, wrapping your shoulder blade to the back of the heart. Step your left toes back or catch for your foot in the air And if you fall out of that, that's okay. You'll just land in Wild Thing. Keep a little magnetization of your inner thighs, lifting through your low belly. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, find your way back into downward facing dog. Nice slow transition. Inhale. Open your mouth, let all of that go. Big sigh. One more time, full inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Lift your heels. Bring your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes. And then drag your fingertips forward, coming into puppy pose. Maybe bringing the forehead down. Maybe softening until the chest and the chin meet the mat. Keep your hips hovering directly over your knees. Really feel the softness of your breath, the melting of your belly, and the melting of the space between the shoulders. One more inhale. And exhale. Press into your palms, squeeze in and up through your core, and round all the way forward to lying on your belly. Sinking the chest and the chin. Kick your heels in toward your sit bones, and then circle your hands around and back. See if you can catch for your ankles or for your feet from the outsides. Now, imagine you're squeezing a block between your inner thighs. Take a breath in. When you breathe out, begin to kick your shins straight back. Really flex your toes to create like a handle for your hands to hold on to. And then reach your heart forward and rock here in floor bow. Keep it feeling sweet in your lower back. Energize your glutes. Lift through your low belly. One more breath in. And breathe out. Softly lower all the way down. Place one hand to the mat, and from here, just gently roll to lying on your back. So facing the original back of the mat, and take your legs up to the sky. And just a couple times, rock a little side to side, massage your low back. Try to relax all the energy, like drain everything out from your toes, all the way down your legs, all the way down into your pelvis and back into the earth. Now bend your right knee and then cross your left ankle outside of your right thigh. So we're in a figure 4 position. And then twist, so let the outer right hip fall toward the earth and the left foot land. You can catch onto the left ankle with your right hand if you like. Take your left arm wide and look to the left and just breathe here. Letting your whole body surrender to the force of gravity. Softer with the breath. And finding this like chill, restful time, getting more mellow as we come to the close of the practice. Roll yourself back to the center. Extend both of your legs straight up toward the sky. Then bend your left knee, cross your right ankle outside the left thigh, widen your right knee, and let your legs fall to the left, keeping the figure 4 shape. Open your right arm wide, turn your eyes right, soften or close them. Melt through your shoulder girdle. Melt down your arms. Soften your low belly. Relax your toes. Relax your fingers. And roll onto your back once again. Hug both of your knees in tight to your chest. Lift your shoulder blades off the ground. Curl into a nice tight squeeze. Take a full breath in. Feel all the compression. Stay when you breathe out. One more time. Inhale, squeeze yourself tighter. Exhale, spread open into Savasana. Really let your arms and your legs take up space. And then surrender the weight of your body. Let go of all control of your muscles and your bones. Allow your eyeballs to relax so much that it's like they're melting into the back of your skull. And then surrender into this stillness, into the sweetness of rest. And give your body this gift in Savasana for the next couple of minutes. Begin to bring yourself back into your body and gradually come back to life by taking some deeper breaths and bringing some small movements back. Play with rolling one ear towards your shoulder and then the other, massaging the back of the head. And on an inhale breath, take a really big stretch all the way back through your fingers as they reach overhead and straight forward through the tips of your toes and beyond. Then grow longer through one side of your body and then the other. One more breath in. And breathe out, drop everything down again. Bend your knees and roll to your right side. Really gentle, lazy roll. Relax your head. Keep your eyes closed here if you can. Just drop. And then press down and find your way up to Sukhasana. We'll close the practice just where we began, anchoring into the surface beneath you. Palms up or down, shoulders relaxing. Just notice anything that's shifted in your space from the beginning of the practice to now. Notice if being in stillness is just a little more comfortable. Notice if there's an increased or heightened awareness of what's going on inside, how your energy is moving, how you're feeling. And then draw your palms to prayer at heart center. Concentrate your awareness to the space between your eyebrows and call in an intention for the rest of your day, maybe even for your week ahead. Maybe you want to practice finding more moments to listen in, to become still, and to move away from any distractions so that you can really feel what's going on with you. Let's take one final breath here. Inhale to fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go. Lift your heart and then bow your chin in towards your chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking your time to move and breathe with me. I hope that you enjoyed all of these wild things. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments below if you have time. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can do that below as well. You can also join as a monthly donation member, and both of these really help to support me and my channel. Have a great rest of your day or your night, and I'll see you soon in the next class. Bye.